let's talk Phoenix Suns basketball now. The team opened the season with a great comeback win over the Sacramento Kings. Tonight, they hit the road for the first time in the LA Clippers, and you guys got the highlights.
Yeah, Karina, it might be more of lowlights.
Yeah, exactly.
The Suns losing to the Clippers 129-102. Mark, we talked about that great comeback win and the grit that the Suns showed against the Kings in their season opener. Tonight, rookie head coach Jordan Knott learning that putting together a winning streak in the NBA, it's not that easy.
Yeah, and momentum obviously doesn't travel. And you have the whole storyline in this one about Bill Simmons, Matt Ishbia. The Suns, the Ringer put out the Suns would have one of the worst defenses in the NBA. That wasn't the case on opening night, but tonight in Los Angeles, I'm not sure if Simmons was there, but the Suns didn't want to put out this kind of showing. Let's get to the highlights and see how it looked. At the very beginning, we thought this might be another, really high-energy night for the Suns. They were facing their former member of the Big Three, Bradley Beal, and Dillon Brooks locked him up early. Brooks really brought the intensity tonight.
Yeah, and he might have been the only one, but it's nice to see that Dillon, the villain, is definitely locked in early on in the season, really trying to set the tone for the rest of that Suns roster.
Yeah, Suns went up by 7 on a 12-0 run, then Devin Booker for 3. The flagrant foul was assessed. It's 27-19 in the Into a Dome, and the Suns are feeling it, but the Clippers just kind of threw the switch, and this is kind of what I worry about with the Suns this year is the really talented players like James Harden and Kawhi Leonard really flexing their muscle. The Clippers were embarrassed on opening night. You saw Harden right there, and then Leonard rip the ball away and go in for the dunk. And then Harden right before the half pulls up from the parking lot. Ooh. Bang! Things getting chippy. Harden had 26 in the first half and got into it with Royce O'Neal as time was expiring. Second half, Derrick Jones Jr., another former Phoenix tie. Now, when he was with the Suns, he couldn't shoot. He's gone to Los Angeles.
Things have changed a little bit, Mark.
Right, the dude can shoot, and then down low right there is Jones Jr. And it wasn't the Suns' night. As James Harden really, I think he likes playing against the Suns because of the Arizona State tie.
Yeah, he always gets a little extra amped up, I feel like, and he could not miss in this one. Of course, it helps that there was no defense by the Suns pretty much this entire game.
I tell you what, Dillon Brooks played some defense, but that was about
maybe a little bit.
And I think the Suns, there's a lot to learn from this one. We'll see what kind of adjustments they make. They're going out on the road. They're going to continue on the road. They've got a back-to-back in Denver. They were able to rest the starters. They were able to get the rookies in. But, I mean, the Clippers hitting the century mark with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. So that defensive story that we saw on opening night, maybe not as many people were watching that nationally. This is going to make a headline, especially if Bill Simmons was at the game. Haven't checked his social media account yet, but the Suns not able to put together a second half comeback like they did in game one, 129-102. James Harden, the former Sun Devil, game high, 30 points, and he had 26 in the first half.
Yeah, and he was getting whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted it. And meanwhile, the Suns, I mean, Devin Booker didn't have himself a great game. And you worry about how the Suns are going to have to respond when their offense isn't clicking. They always have to have that defense there because that offense, I feel like, is sometimes going to be a question mark throughout the season.
Right. Well, Dillon Brooks, he did have 21. Kawhi Leonard added 27, but Brooks the leading scorer, and I think that some teams are going to say, hey, let's let Dillon Brooks beat us and maybe try to take away Devin Booker, which we saw tonight. But it's a long season. They're not going 82-0.
They shoot 55. That was 60-some% for most of the game. Derrick Jones had a great shooting night, and obviously James did in that first half.
Players have talked about, you guys working on.
Yeah, so the last thing that the Suns need to do is give a guy like James Harden just some early momentum in a game like this so that he can start cooking, and then other Clippers players getting in on the mix like Derrick Jones, like you said, who's not traditionally known as that great of a shooter. So when you have every Clipper basically hitting everything, it's tough for the Suns to compete, and especially on a team when they're missing a guy like Jalen Green.
Well, and then it's going to be great to get him back. I know we heard a little bit from him in the sit-down interview there, but he's got that Rockets game circled on his calendar. He's motivated. But look at these numbers. James Harden, 8 threes. Derrick Jones Jr., I don't even know if he attempted a 3 when he played for the Suns, and this is pre-COVID. 6 threes tonight.
Yeah, you're not winning if Derrick Jones Jr. hits 6 threes.
You
That's
make
just not
Derrick Jones Jr. beat you, and he beat you tonight.
That is right. Ott now 2 games into his career as an NBA head coach, and he still has plenty to prove in his first opportunity as a head coach at any level.
Yeah, definitely a learning experience tonight. Our Nick King sat down with Ott to learn about his approach to the game and his approach to coaching.
We've asked a couple people what it's like to watch film with Jordan Knott.
The NBA revealing team courts for this year's Emirates NBA Cup. The Suns once again going with an overwhelmingly orange look.
That's orange.
Yeah,
I think. Orange. Wow.
It's now the third year of the NBA Cup, and the league rolls out these special courts for those games. It will make its debut at Mortgage Matchup Center 1 week from tonight when the Suns play their first group stage game against the Utah Jazz. What do you guys think?
I feel like I got to go drink some high C or something after that,
Very
man.
Halloween-esque.
Hey, it's a kick in a glass. The LA Dodgers back in the World Series. Game 1 against the Blue Jays in Toronto tonight. To the 6th we go. Jays looking for their first World Series since '93. Dodgers looking to be the first team to win back-to-back World Series since the 2000 Yankees. Early on, 2-0 Dodgers after that Will Smith RBI single, but then things go south quickly for LA. Dalton Varsho, the former D-back with the blast to center, ties things up at 2. And then this is a big one right here. 5-2 in the 6th. And that is a grand slam by Addison Barger. Blows the game wide open, 9-2. First ever pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. Toronto fans going nuts. The Blue Jays cruise to an 11-4 win in the World Series opener. Game 2 tomorrow in Toronto with Kevin Gausman starting for the Blue Jays against the Dodgers' Yoshinobu Yamamoto. It is Friday night, and you guys know what that means. Time to pay a visit to the Varsity Zone.
Love it. Only a few weeks left until the AIA playoffs begin, and the intensity builds each week as we prepare for the postseason.
All right, how about Eastmark hosting undefeated Arcadia this evening? The Firebirds always bringing the chaos, but Arcadia already up 10-0 in the second quarter when Ryan Jimenez plows his way in for 6. The Titans have just been dominating teams this season. I know you know that, Mark, but check out Eastmark quarterback Dane Silver. Only a sophomore, but look at him sling it.
The golden arm.
That is a 50-yard plus bomb right there. Firebirds can't turn it into any points, though. Arcadia gets the ball back, and Zach Smith showing off an arm of his own. Connor Camps, long touchdown grab. Arcadia moves to 9-0 with a 38-13 win over Eastmark. Big one next Friday against undefeated Snowflake. All right, out to the West Valley. Brophy Prep visiting Liberty. This is another big-time matchup, top-tier program.
Scatterboot with the backflip right
Yeah, it's always impressive. Early in the first, Case Vandenbosch to Dalen Sharper, but Sharper coughs up the football. Zeth Thus, the ASU commit, making the recovery, and the Lions take over with great field position. Sets up a short touchdown run by Jaden Sanchez, and Liberty takes a quick 7-0 lead. Later in the first, Liberty just having their way. There's a reason why they've won back-to-back Open champs. Braden Stevens hits Cam Segal. Cam Segal is Cam Sagan. Lions extend their early lead. Liberty wins 38-3. They're just destroying opponents.
Carter Bliss makes the grab, and he'll walk into the end zone for the easy score. 2 plays, 68 yards and a touchdown, and Verado runs away with this one 62-38.
Talk about a state of bliss. Down in Goodyear, Lake Havasu making the trip to face Estrella Foothills and making it worthwhile early. Knights leading 12-0 in the second quarter, but look at this stop by the home team. Rudy Martinez untouched up the middle and stuffed the running back for a loss, but Lake Havasu, they would have a night. That same drive, Jay Deacon to Cole Cessna for the score, and the Knights get the most out of their mileage. They win it big, 40-13. Elsewhere in the Mispronunciation Bowl, Prescott paying a visit to Yonker. Second quarter, Yonker leading 12-7, driving down the field inside the red zone. Jeremiah Garcia, he doesn't have anywhere to throw it, so he takes it all by himself. Smooth sailing for the Rough Riders in this one. We're still waiting on a final score, but both teams winning with their names being mispronounced.
Oh, my God.